Check, 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 check. Here we go. Open up Premiere, Adobe Premiere Pro, baby. What we got? We got new video. New video. Rick Zweig. Keep running, baby. Copy that. I'm not gonna paste that there for your sequence. My sequence is the digital SLR 1080p DSLR 1080p 30 frames per second. Go. And so what are we gonna do here? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not gonna turn my camera on. You don't need to see my ugly face, among other reasons. So in the jobs section, Jibbity Jobs, Rick Zweig. Amy behind the scenes box. Keep running. Here we go. Keep running. Keep running. Here we go. Keep running. All right, so we're going to take this. We're just going to take all this footage here. And you know what? Actually, we're not going to do anything with that just yet. We're just going to leave it right here for a moment. We're going to expand this big so you can see nice and clear. Get our videos here. And actually, let's take a look at the first. Let's take a look at these. I'm going to play them with the PC player, movie player classic. I'm going to reset my miscellaneous brightness. Alright, so what have we? Oh no, we have to change some sound here. We're going to change this to our headphones. There we go. Speakers off, and now if I hit play on this, you should get that sound there. So we take a look at some of this footage. Oh man, that looks so blurry and shaky. If I remember correctly, the first few takes of this were not any good. Why is this so blurry?
Start from the beginning.
Oh my goodness, it looks so blurry.
It's this for the guitar. Okay, start. Ready, start. Hold on.
Alright, so literally the first two clips were junk. Let me just double check. 38 seconds of nothing. So what I'm going to do before I don't throw anything away completely yet, but we'll just put this in trash. We'll put unused trash. Second clip.
Okay, start from the beginning. Running. Start on your whatever you think.
It was no good. Take this and this, throw them in the trash. Next one.
Ready, start. Hold on. Okay, begin from the beginning. Go back to the beginning.
Oh, that is so blurry.
It's hard to hold steady.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
That one's no good either. We're just gonna start putting these in the trash.
We're steady, but let's
No. Next one.
It's hard to hold it steady. All right. Say cut when you stop filming. All right. Action. Yes. Have something to work with. Okay, cut. I think that was the one. That was the smoothest.
Alright, so still was not good, but that's the one we're gonna pull in to begin. So deleted those two. this needs to get hidden. Okay, I'm going to pull in this to begin. Next thing I need to pull in is the song. So the song is located, I believe it was in the Dropbox. Keep running here. So we'll take this and we'll drag it in this folder. We're going to pull in the song, expand it. Man, I wonder if pluralize would have worked to sync up everything. I should give that a try. I should have given that a try, but I really don't need it. We'll do this. We'll do this without, because this will be for people who don't have like audio syncing programs. About here-ish. We'll do the first beat. Where's the first beat? Right there. Although this doesn't even need to be on beat. So right about here, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit delete. Should bring everything forward. I'm going to mute. Actually, I'm going to take this volume and put this up here. Alright, first thing I need to do is put a warp stabilizer on this clip. Warp stabilizer, it's going to stabilize the clip. Actually, should be about to here. So alright, so right about here, I'm going to actually cancel this stabilization and restabilize. I'm going to put a dip, cross dissolve in the front. And so give this a minute. It's at 10%. Up here it tells me. So it's going 2 minutes, it says. So while it's looking at that, while it's doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the next clip, which would be this one. Take a look.
Yeah, action. Action.
Oof.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road.
Alright, well, what I'm going to do here is I got a few takes.
Every road. We start the first one. Go.
Alright, so we got these couple of clips right here. And we're just going to pull them in out this way. And the very first thing we're going to do is sync up these clips together. Right? Know what I mean? And how are we going to do that? These are 3 different takes right here. So let's go with
footage. Okay. Action. Sometimes you need to get away.
2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's where the verse starts. Sometimes you need to get away. We found that one.
Sometimes you need to get away.
Right there. Sometimes you need to get away.
Get away.
Right there. Sometimes you need to get away. Here we go. Whoops.
Yeah, just go playing it, I guess.
2, 3, 4, boom. Okay, so here's the second verse. Which direction doesn't matter. So these three can get synced up. This one's has the beginning cutoff. So drop that down, raise that up, drop this down, bring that in, take this one, drop it down, bring it over.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road.
Where's the audio? Oh, there's 3 audios. I need to open them up. There we go. And just take a look at them and see if they're lined up. They're lined up for the most part. See, they're close enough. Sort of. Whoops, wrong one. I drag them out a little more. This one needs to come over. Right about there-ish. They're sort of on, sort of off. This one can come forward a little. This one can probably come forward a hair. Actually, no, back. I'm just doing this by looking at them, looking at the waves. I think they're close enough. See, let's look at a spot like this.
So we have to split it. Okay. Okay, start again. Keep running. You need to get away.
Alright, so right here on this second hit, this is where we're gonna bring this to there, 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 and then that's where this last one lined up. Whoops, what did I just do? I'm gonna bring this down. This one can come up one, this one can come over, this one can come up, everything can come up. Alright, so now that we have these lined up,
and go on down that road. Which direction?
oh, one of these is wrong. The one that says which direction doesn't matter. Is it this one?
Road.
Nope, not that one. Maybe this one?
Down.
Nope, not that one. What am I looking for? This one?
Which direction does it matter?
Okay, so sorry I cut it in the wrong spot, but this is the second line of the verse. Which direction does it matter?
Down that road.
Right here. So everything can cut here, there, and now this one should, in theory, line up. I'm going to make this bigger for the moment so you can see what we're doing. But now we all lined them up here, so.
Which direction does it matter?
Alright, so now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these audio, should be 4 of them, and I'm going to delete them. Yep, don't need them. And then we're going to bring this over to the second verse.
That road and go on down.
Right here. I'm going to make this bigger. This should be the spot where all these line up.
Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy
Now if I were to close this,
load.
or take these off,
Keep running.
see, we're good. Alright, so I'm going to take this, drag these out to here, drag these out farther. These I don't think I'm going to need, although I kind of like his sway. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Might want to use that, so I'm going to cut all that out. What's this one underneath it? Nothing. Oh, there's a little camera jolt. Okay, so now that we got all this stuff lined up, I'm going to stretch this out so now the monitor is bigger. Okay.
Sometimes you need to get away. Sometimes you need to get away.
It's this one.
Sometimes you need to get away. Sometimes you need to get away.
This one's better.
Sometimes you need to get away. And go on down that road.
Alright, I'm going to check out the first clip again because I'm going to hide this. Hide this for a moment. Or bring it this way. Alright, check out this. I'm going to check out this steadiness of this original clip that we've stabilized. Maybe when he's doing that little fidgety guitar stuff, it doesn't look legit, so I'm going to put this clip on top. Kind of cool. So if I separate this by separating these two clips, and then I stabilize this one individually, and this one individually, the stabilization cancel this. Wait, what? I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to put the clip. Maybe here. Actually, drag this over. Slap a warp stabilizer on this one, and on this one, and on. I think we're going to be stabilizing most of everything on this video because I shot it. Well, I was holding a tripod, but a junky tripod, and so it was not like a fly cam or anything, a stabilizer. It was just a tripod, so everything's very shaky. But that's all we had to work with on the fly. So a lot of this is going to be stabilized. But look, there's not a whole lot of this video so I think the key is just getting the underlying track of him playing that looks solid, and then we're going to throw in clips of this girl like dancing around, and then there's an end scene. And she's like playing with the flowers and butterflies.
Sometimes you need to get away.
Alright, let me take a look at these clips.
Sometimes you need to get away.
I like that shot because the sun glare.
And go on down that road.
This clip is pointless, but actually that's kind of a cool over-the-shoulder shot to show there's no crowd. Doesn't have to be here though. Can't really use this shot because she's not supposed to be in it.
She was gone. Trying to analyze it.
I kind of like that shot, that one line. Don't bother trying to analyze it. It's good like that. Cut that one off there.
Moving down that lonely road, keep running away from all the things that bring you down.
There we go. This verse comes here.
All alone. Yeah, you woke up all alone. You looked around and she was gone. All alone.
See that? I'm pro.
Yeah, you woke up all alone. You looked around and she was gone. Bother trying to analyze it. Just keep moving on. Just keep moving on. Keep guiding down that lonely road. Keep running away from all the rain. Keep moving down that lonely road. Keep running away from all the things that bring you down.
Okay. That's all junk. Alright, so we got a little something here. We got this one cut down to size, so now we got to get this. Basically what I'm doing, sorry I'm not explaining it for anybody who's not watching, but I'm really just eliminating right now all the junk. So I want to cut this down to manageable clips where like I have all the best parts and I'm like, okay, I like these parts, I'm going to see if I can fit them in. But right now I'm cutting away junk.
Keep moving on. Keep bother trying. Just keep moving on.
Alright, so we got this down to that layer. So
on down that road.
I don't like any of that. So now we're down to this.
And go on down that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, drag them up. Wait, alright, they're still lined up. So I'm going to take my good clips that I want and just bring them down here. I'm going to start analyzing these other clips here.
On down that road. Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy load. Keep running down that lonesome road. Keep moving, only to yourself. Keep guiding.
Right, so he doesn't have the words on here, and instead of trying to fix it by chopping them and rearranging them, I'm just going to replace things. So all this time that he's saying the wrong words, I think I'm going to just cut this out.
Keep running down that lonesome road. Keep moving, only to yourself. Keep guiding.
He's saying all the wrong words.
Down that lonesome road. Keep moving.
Okay, not sure I want to trash all that stuff just because I don't have another clip of him actually singing it. So before we hit this track, let's take a look at this other one.
Sometimes you need to get away.
It's a little off time.
Sometimes you need to get away and go. Sometimes you need to get away.
It's weird because he's a little ahead and a little behind in spots.
Sometimes you need to get away.
So I almost want to make it a little slower.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road.
And I'm going to put it back for now.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road. Which direction does it matter?
You could see my camera in there, so that's a pointless shot. The reflection, cut that off. And this we can probably keep.
Low. Keep her running.
Okay, too long of a shot. No point.
Down that lonesome road. To yourself.
Get that shot coming back. No, can't because my camera's in the... there-ish.
Only to yourself. Keep cutting.
His words are off.
All that you can do.
They're on right there.
All that you to yourself. Keep cutting.
It says running here.
Keep cutting.
So we got to pull where he's saying keep gunning.
Keep her running. Down that lonesome road. Keep moving. Only to yourself. Keep cutting. All that you can do. Keep her running. Away from.
Whoops.
Down that low. Does it matter? Throw off your heavy load. Heavy load.
Too shaky there. So we'll throw a stabilizer on this little clip.
Keep her running. Down that low. Keep her running.
So we're going to take this extra keep running and maybe save it for later. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. Anything I'm not sure what I'm going to use for, I'm going to stick it over later. So actually this can come a little bit later. All this.
Keep her running. Keep her
This can all.
low.
This can come out. What do we got here?
And go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Throw off your head. Which direction does it matter?
You see this clip?
Which direction does it matter?
Okay.
And go on down that road.
See what we got here?
And go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Direction. Which on down that road.
Cut this.
Which direction does it matter? And go on down. And go on
This, I think I want to cut and bring this over here.
Down that road. Which direction does it matter?
This one, let me see this one.
Down that road.
I kind of like the...
And go on down that road. Down that road.
Kind of like the glare, so maybe have this.
Which direction does it matter? 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 Direction does it matter? Road.
Still cutting away. I don't like this, unless maybe it's stabilized.
Down that road. And go on down that road. Down that road. Which direction does it matter?
Alright, so I'm going to take this. Let me check this one.
Down that road. Which direction? Which direction? Which direction does it matter? Which direction does it matter? Which direction does it matter? Which direction does it matter?
Sorry, I'm just looking and looking and looking.
Does it matter?
Okay, so we can't have, we could have...
Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? Which direction does it matter? Direction does it matter?
Kind of like that, because he's saying which direction, and then he changes directions of the clip.
And go on down that road. On down that road. Which direction does it matter?
Maybe change the which direction here. Let me see.
Which direction? Direction does it matter? Direction does it matter? Which direction does it matter?
Let's do that.
Road. Which direction?
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's take this.
And go on down that road.
Let's take this here, here, here. Hide this for a second.
And go on down that road.
Okay, hold on.
And go on down. And go on down that road. And go on down. Down that road. Road.
Kind of, oops. I kind of want...
That road, that road, that road, that road. Which and go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Does it?
This.
Which direction? Which direction does it matter?
There we go. I'm going to pull all these down. I'm going to start slapping warp stabilizers on these clips to see what we have when everything is steady. Really, I was cutting out shaky stuff. I was cutting out shots where his top of his head was cut off, out of frame, like things that didn't look framed, things that looked shaky, things were... It just didn't work, and I was just periodically... I don't know what I'm saying, not periodically. I was just cutting out junk, and then at the same time making sure like every clip that I put in transitions well to the next. And
Which direction does it matter?
so I was looking at framing, I was looking at steadiness, I was looking at I mean, I was looking at everything, but it's not exactly how it's going to be.
Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy load. Keep running down.
So what is this footage?
Keep running.
So, let me cut that out. Have we showed the benches yet? I think we have. Yeah. Alright, I'm still just going to keep cutting away stuff, but let's take a look at the beginning because everything should be stabilized up into the first couple lines of the verse. See, I don't think we should give away the stage just yet. So I feel like this needs to be different. So come out to like here maybe. Okay, and then this extension here can come out. It's gonna actually be longer.
Keep running.
So this can be restabilized. This can be restabilized again. This needs to come up to like when you start seeing the hands on the guitar. About there-ish. And this maybe can be maybe a little more extended. There we go. Let's go ahead. Actually, this can be there, there, analyze. You got to keep restabilizing everything. Analyze. The smaller the clips, the better when you're using the warp stabilizer. And obviously the least shaky. Alright, so this is going, we're at 55%. Just kind of want to watch the intro, and then the other thing I can do is come over to my project, drag this out a little bit. Over here in my project, I will have effects. Sorry, not effects. What am I looking for? I need to come over to, is it effects, info, browser, here we go. The project. So what I want to do is create an adjustment layer. And on that adjustment layer, I'm going to stretch it out to what we've done so far and raise it way up here so it's out of the way. On that adjustment layer, what I'm going to do is stick on a go to the effects. Let's try to do this quick. Effects. We're going to throw on a why is there a gap here? Oh, okay. So we'll just great. That's great. So we'll have to reanalyze this clip again. And then over here, what we're going to do is take a fast color corrector, slap it on here, get a clear shot of his face. So blurry. You know, it's so hard to get focus because we were out in the sun in the park and the sun was so bright and I didn't have any additional monitor attached to the camera, so I'm just looking at the LCD screen with an ultra wide lens. It's a Tokina 11-16, and so I just couldn't even see the screen. So I'm going to put an unsharp mask on. I'm going to take the blacks and crunch them to, like, let's say 12, and then the brights I think I'm just going to leave alone because they're actually a little blown out in some spots. But we could take saturation and bump it to like 130 and give it more life, more vibrance. And then on the unsharp mask, I'm gonna put it at, let's say, like 2, and the amount at like 80. And then I'm gonna actually copy and paste it again. And the second one, I'm gonna put the amount to like 30. I'm gonna put the radius at something like, let's try 10. If I take that one off, what happens? There's all that plant detail in the back, which we kind of don't necessarily need to be in focus. We'd rather have him in focus. But it works to outline all the edges. It might be a little much. I'm going to drop it to 6, drop it to 25, whoops, 125, 25%. The other one we'll put at 75%, so we'll do 75% at radius of 2, 25% at a radius of 6. I'm thinking that should even be something more like 4. If I take it off, what happens? Okay, good. If I take this one off, what happens? Oh, wait, there's a lot from that one because it's 80%, 75%. All right, so we're good with sharpness. So then what I want to do is throw on the looks. And this is where things are going to get weird. I don't know what to use, but let's say, actually, you know what I'm going to do is take that off and I'll put the looks on this clip really quick just so I can see a preview. Hopefully I'll be able to see a preview of what it looks like. There we go. So look at something like this. That's hazy, although the footage is hazy to begin with. There's this dark, or this desaturated. There's the saturated look. So we're in block. Let's go to block. Ooh, what's under enhancements again? There was one that was called Punch in the Dark, but that's not going to work on this because the video is too bright. Blockbuster, warm maybe? Do we have a warm? Blockbuster warm. It's a little too much. How's that? Optimus. Chrono Gold. That's too blurry and hazy. Gotta be careful what effects we're putting on here, but I don't know why some of these are so hazy. Grading, enhancements, color play, color film stock. It's taking like overexposed images and making it look dull. I need to find one that's just like popping a punch, packing a punch. Like what's the one I'm on? Whatever I'm on now looks kind of cool. Log grading, legacy tools. Let's just keep checking down this color scheme. Keep looking. How about some grunge? That's too much. Color play, enhancements, filters. That's kind of cool. I like the skin tone of it somewhat, but it's too much and it's too blurry. Why is it so blurry? I think the clip is just blurry to begin with. That would be the correct analysis. This one's blurring everything. It's got a spot focus. Okay, so he doesn't want blurring and I don't really want blurring. So classic skin smoother. Classic interview. Techniques. What's that? Tone mapping. Local contrast. I kind of like the contrast. Interesting. I think I'm still going for this color one though. Impulsive 4-way, impulsive 3-way. Times and places. Interesting. It's really bright greens. This one's interesting. Do we want to keep all the green in it? Or do we want to have it all tinted a certain way? That one's interesting. Tropical sun. I'm kind of leaning at this one or that one. This one looks more like cinematic. I feel like this one. Alright, let's try that. Hit OK and watch it change. It's a little much. So what we can do is we can edit the strength down to like 50% maybe. And now if we take it off, let me put it on, take it off, put it on, it gives like a golden look. It's kind of interesting. Kind of like that look for now. I feel like we're a little overexposed, so what can we do if we double click it? That's our original clip. Original clip on the left, affected clip on the right. Maybe we can get in there with that, what are these effects on the color? Got diffusion. Kind of like this actually. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I kind of like this off. It gives more blacks in the picture. Gradient. The gradient on the top. I actually kind of like that. Colorista. Ooh. Okay, it's better on. But it might be a little much. Midtones, shadows. The midtones might be a little much, or the highlights, so how are we going to change this? We take this maybe and drag it back. Whoops. So maybe, whoa, I'm changing two elements at one. What's going on? Alright, I'm gonna undo that. Hopefully it'll undo. Yes, okay. The highlights. Highlights, I wonder if I can pull these down. Nope, that's not working. Undo that. It's the, what's the colorista? It's better with it. What's this colorista again? Okay. This one is the S curve. Whoa, okay, so here we go. This is what's causing the overexposure in the face. So I wonder if we can turn that down a little bit. Oh wow. We can't really change the S curve. It's the S curve. It's just going to blow out everything, or it's not. So maybe we'll change, we'll take off, let me undo it. Is that how it was? So let's take it off. Let's take it off for now. I feel like it's too much. I mean, I like it, but I feel like it's too much on the face. This is off, this is on. It's better we just toned it down some. So let's check it out. There we go. We get a little more in the face, and then over here on our fast color corrector, if we really want, we can crunch these blacks to, like, let's try 20-ish. A lot more contrast going on there. Alright, so now that we have that colorista, sorry, that, what do you call it? What do you call it? Looks. This is off, this is on, off, on, off, on. So now that we have that, let's take that, copy it, and paste it on our, what do you call it? Adjustment layer, and then over here we'll actually just take it, we'll delete it from that clip. We just used it as like a reference so we could see what we got. So let's take a look from the beginning, and we have edited about 40 seconds of a song that is 3 minutes, well, just about a little more than 3 minutes. So we almost did a minute. And there's plenty more to do, but this is just a starting point. And let's take a look. And I'm going to crank up the sound as we watch our 40 seconds here. Okay, it's lagging a little bit, so what I'm going to do is hit return to, I'm just going to try to render it. But return isn't working, so file, edit, where's render, sequence, render, entire work area, sure. Oh, maybe it's not enter, maybe it's just control R. think it used to be render in some other version or Final Cut or something. I don't know. Alright, so this is just going to take about a minute to render all these effects. So in that shot we have nice color, we have contrast, good golden tone to represent the heat and the sun, because boy was it hot. We shot this whole video in, I want to say, 2 hours, maybe 2.5, and that wasn't even really counting. I mean, that was kind of counting, like, we did it in about 3 hours if you're counting driving to the location, parking, setting up, and everything. But we really only shot for, I want to say, like 2 hours. And so, I don't know, could be possibly be the shortest music video shoot in the world that's actually going to look pretty cool when it's done. Maybe, maybe not, probably not, but we went easy, we went light, we made it very simple, and I think we're going to have enough to work with. Pretty sure we should have plenty, as long as these shots look sharp enough. I think we're good. Little issue with that lens, without having the monitor and everything, it's sometimes difficult to get to get sharpness. Really just holding a DSLR camera. It's a Canon Rebel T3i with no attachments or anything. It was mounted on a really junky tripod that I was just holding. I was just kind of holding the tripod for some kind of stabilization, and at some points I took I started on the tripod and I took it off and handheld it, but I only had it on the tripod because I wanted somewhat of aerial shots when I slowly came back. Right, here we go. Ready? It's about to play. And this fade in, I wonder if it'll look different if I put dip to black. It's only starting at white because of this adjustment layer here with the effects on it. But if I put dip to black, oh, actually worked. So let me re-render that little section. Should only take a few seconds. All right, here we go. Let's watch it nice and big. 40 seconds, edited.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy load. Keep running down that lonesome road.
You see the effect kicked off there. Pretty cool. A little blurry at spots. The only thing that really bothered me was that there are a couple transitions here where the camera's steady, but then over here it's moving, and then it's steady again. So I think I want to replace this with this. I might want to actually get rid of all this and pull this out here.
Which direction does it matter?
I'm going to pull all this out, delete that, restabilize this, less cuts, so now we only have that intro.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy load.
Alright, so this is slowly stabilizing. The only thing I was worried about here is right here his face gets cut off, and once it's stabilized it's going to cut off more of his face.
Direction does it matter?
Stabilizing will also crop your footage because it needs room to adjust for the stabilization. Alright, 21 seconds. We'll see right here. Watch where he's cut off. Watch when it crops. Ready? Analyzing background. 93. See where he's positioned here. And watch when it stabilizes. It's going to zoom in. Yep, see? Alright, well, let's see how it looks. Let's render it actually so it can play smooth. I'm playing at full resolution. You can do half or a quarter if you want for smoother playback, but you're going to lose the resolution on the preview on the playback. Right now I'm doing everything full because I kind of want to see how it looks. Alright, that cut came too soon. This doesn't give you enough time to intro. So this should be out to about here, and this should come over here. This should come here. Alright, so we don't even show the seats yet. Now we've got to render it all again. This one's got to be stabilized. This one, I don't want to show him doing his fake guitar stuff, so I'm going to drag this out a little more. Alright, so I'm going to have to analyze that again. This one I think is good. This one's good. And go on down that road. Alright, smooth stuff around. It's kind of dumb to be throwing all these effects on and having to render everything, but I just wanted to see like the overall look of kind of like what it's going to look like with the color on it and the sharpening and all that. So if I were to turn this off, you're at that. So it definitely changes the look if I put it back on. All the contrast and color pops in. Just still analyzing. Should almost be done. Here we go, stabilizing. And just to watch it again, I'm just going to render that again. I'm probably not going to edit the whole thing like this because I don't want to have to keep rendering, but I'll probably go through and do an edit, then I'll drag this whole thing across and then render it all. But the problem is if I keep rendering it every time I make an edit, it's just wasting time. But really I just wanted to do it because I want to check out the first like 30-40 seconds of see like, I've said this like 20 times now, but not the smartest way to edit productively. Probably want to apply the effects all after the fact so you can watch a smooth playback without having to worry about it. Because every time I do anything to change something, I'm going to have to re-render.
Sometimes you need to get away and go on down that road. Which direction does it matter? Throw off your heavy load. Keep running down.
Alright, good. That's about as far as we got, but that looked way smoother actually. Like, nothing jumped out as like, hey, this doesn't look right. So we've been recording 1 hour, so maybe we should log that for now and pick up, resume later. So remember to subscribe and like and all that good stuff that people do on YouTube, and check back, turn on notifications and you'll get notified of the next part. I'm not going to run this, I'm not going to do like 4 hours straight here. I'm just going to do probably like an hour at a time. And then that way I don't get burnt out and you don't get burnt out. So there we have it. We have a little setup there. We did about 40 seconds of editing. We aligned all the music, the audio with the footage. We chipped out, we threw away a lot of junk. We haven't gotten to the cool parts yet because we have all these shots with Maliwan, and then we have all these cool shots with her where she's standing by the alligators and on the sacrificial fire pit, and we have her catching butterflies and waving plants and flowers and things. We have a bridge scene where the two of them actually meet. That's going to be at the end. So it's not all just going to be Rick playing his guitar on a abandoned stage with no audience. That is literally just the first couple clips here. After that, we get to more fun stuff. But that's it for now. We already went through the whole spiel with the subscribing and all that good stuff, so you know what to do. And check back, turn on notifications, and stay with us and learn something. I'm not a very good teacher probably, but you know what? I know a few things, and so if you're a beginner, then you're in the right spot. If you're a pro, then just tell me to shut up. Okay, see ya.